Today we're reviewing the C3, a small folding e-bike from DYU. The C3 boasts a 350 watt brushless motor, 7.5 amp hour battery, a top riding speed of 15.5 miles per hour, and a range anywhere from 13 to 23 miles. And at the moment, it's on sale for only $329, which begs the question, how high quality can this actually be for that amount of money? But first, let's unbox this thing. So you get an owner's manual, a charger, your pedals, and a multi-tool for assembling the pedals and other portions of the bike. So because this bike is so small, it comes mostly assembled, even the wheels are already on it. The first issue I ran into was putting on the pedals. You see, the multi-tool it comes with is made out of pretty soft metal, and I immediately bent the wrench. So I had to go get a different wrench to put the pedals on. There were some lights that were already wired up that just needed screwed on, and that was pretty much it. Now, as far as quality goes, my initial reaction was, this looks pretty good. Everything looked solid and well put together. The brakes are disc brakes. They're just cable brakes instead of hydraulic brakes, which at this price point is totally reasonable. The bike also comes with fenders, a front headlight, a bell. It's a throttle and pedal assist bike, has a rear rack and a rear brake light. Now, despite this bike being so small, I was a little surprised at how heavy it was at 44 pounds, especially because the Ride 1 Up Roadster V2, which shares almost identical specs as far as motor and battery goes, came in at a full 11 pounds lighter. Now, the Roadster V2 is significantly more expensive, but it is made out of aluminum, and both of these bikes are single speeds. So now let's take this thing out on the trail and see how it performs. So first, I took it out on the local bike path, which is a paved, level stretch of track. And even though it was a little slow on the pickup, it worked pretty well just on throttle. And yes, I would estimate that I probably got up to around 15 miles per hour. Next up, I tried taking it uphill, which is where things got a little dicey. So this thing is rated for up to a 15-degree hill, but because it's a single speed coupled with the small wheel diameter, the underpowered motor, and my weight, made for a pretty awful uphill. And so I immediately had to stand up to pedal, and when I tried to only use the throttle to get up the hill, the bike crawled to a stop. Yeah, and this isn't even that steep of a hill. Oh my gosh. Ugh. And at that point, it was actually really hard to get going again up the hill pedaling. The pedal assist was not helping at all, and neither was the throttle. So at one point I actually stopped to make sure that I didn't have a flat tire and that my battery was charged. My battery had been fully charged right before this. And so the last thing I wanted to double check is go back to the specs for the bike and see what the weight rating was. Sure enough, it was 265 pounds, which seems a little misleading. Now, it could just be referring to the load capacity limit of the frame itself, but shouldn't it also include the operating capacity of the motor? Now, at the time of filming, I weighed about 180 pounds, well within that 256 load capacity, but I could feel the bike straining the entire time I was using it. And just to confirm that I didn't have a defective model, I checked out some other YouTube reviews, and sure enough, the exact same thing happened.
We might end up killing, oh, I think we did. Throttle just gave out right now. That's crazy. Guys, this was the first hill we took it up.
Next up, check out how low I am sitting on the bike. Now, this is with the bike stem fully extended. So I'm only 5'6", which means if you're much taller than me, it's going to make for a pretty awkward ride pedaling this thing. In addition, while the rear rack seems like a great feature to have, you're not really going to be able to carry much. Yes, you can strap things to the top of it, but it's kind of a miniaturized rack, so you're not going to be able to put your traditional panniers on the rack. And if you weigh anything over, say, 150 pounds, any additional cargo is just going to weigh the bike down. Now, as far as range goes, I intentionally did not test the bike for range because at my weight, I don't think the bike is performing as intended. Okay, so far I haven't had a lot of good things to say about this bike. The performance is just kind of underwhelming. And as I mentioned earlier, it's kind of a compounding kind of issue. So you have a very small battery that's not outputting a lot of energy to the motor. The wheels are small and it's a single speed. So you're stuck with that one gear even if you're trying to pedal up a hard hill. Now, what I'd really like to see DYU do with this bike is make that center post a little bit lighter and then increase the size of the battery. Then you could up the amount of power you're supplying to the motor and you'd be able to get up the hills easier, at least theoretically. Now, yes, this would raise the price point, but it's all about balance. At some point, if you make something so inexpensive, yes, it's accessible, but you've drastically limited its versatility. Now, like I said earlier, I'm only 5'6", and this bike was almost a little too small for me with the seat post up all the way. So I would say if you're any more than 5'8", I would just forget about it. As far as weight goes, I wouldn't go over 165 pounds. If you weigh more than 165, you're going to have a real hard time going up any hills. So really, I'd say if you weigh 150 or less, this bike would probably work for you. Additionally, if you live in a place that's pretty flat, like on the coast of Florida or something, this bike's going to handle things no problem. Even at 180 pounds, I had zero issues getting going on a flat, level, smooth surface. The only other thing I wasn't a huge fan of is how narrow the handlebars were. Now, this is something that you would just get used to after a while, but when you turn, you're making turns very abruptly, so you have to make those turns very gently. Now, part of the point of this bike is to enable you to stow this in the back of a car, or say you live in a suburban area and you want a little electric bike that you can easily store in a closet or something like that. You can absolutely do that with this bike, no problem. So who is this for? This would be a great option for anyone who just needs to bridge that last mile between the bus stop or work and home, who live in a fairly flat area that maybe needs to go to the library or just pick some things up at the grocery store. You do have the safety features, you have the headlamp and the rear light, but again, it just doesn't work for me. Now, if you do want to check it out for yourself, I'll put a link in the description below and in a pinned comment. As always, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.